Hey y'all, Bobby Lovell here again, and it's a Sunday. I decided I would share another story with you because this is going to be kind of my Sunday fun day. Just a story that kind of happens to do something with church or religion, or because I grew up in church. It's just a part of my life, and when you hang around church as much as I have, you come across a bunch of funny stories. So I'm going to try to do maybe a Sunday fun day, and hopefully this will brighten your day, put a smile on your face. We've got churches closed, and so they're going to streaming live their services, or I've seen other churches that are doing the parking lot drive-ins and doing church that way. So just wanted to share a little funny story. This particular story, my oldest brother Eric, who was a preacher all of his life, he and his wife were going on mission trips quite frequently. And this particular mission trip they wanted to go on was going into Uganda, Africa, and they were going to be staying in tents in the bush country of Africa. And so Joyce, she politely bowed out of this one and said, I think you can let Bobby Don go with you on this trip. So I had the privilege of going over to Uganda, Africa on a mission trip with my oldest brother, Eric. And this was the summer of 1989. And so we have a 22-hour flight. We fly into Nairobi, Kenya. We get to our hotel at 3 o'clock in the morning. They tell us to be down in the lobby at 6 o'clock sharp because we are going to take a 12-hour bus ride from Nairobi over into Uganda. So we get into Uganda, and like I said, we're in the bush country, is what they call it. There was banana trees, all the other trees, none of the trees are over 10 foot tall, but it is big. I mean, we're driving through the Great Rift Valley there in Kenya, and you can see giraffes because their heads are taller than the trees. These trees just aren't tall. So we're there. We get to where we're going. It's just a village like you see of just the mud huts, and they have their own little open air tabernacle at this particular place. And all the pastors that we were going to be meeting with and visiting with came there, and others came. We had a little service. After the service, we loaded up in a Nissan van. Now, in this Nissan van, it will seat 6 adults comfortably. Well, in this particular van, you had our driver, you had our navigator. Now, I guarantee our navigator had to be close to 120 years old. He's sitting up front. You've got one other American besides Eric and I, and 2 weeks worth of luggage for us to be over there, plus food, plus our water that we're taking with us, and then the 3 pastors of the 3 churches that we're in. So we're in this van. We're already pretty cramped because you got the driver, the navigator, 3 Americans, 3 pastors, plus our luggage, food, and some water. And in a van that will comfortably seat 6. And then our navigator looks around, opens up the door, and in Swahili yells something out for a little bit. I didn't know what he said because I don't understand Swahili, but it didn't take me long to understand what he said. He said something to the fact of, "Hey guys, we're going this way. Does anybody need a ride?" And I'm telling you what, they piled in that van. And, if you've ever played Twister when you was a kid, this was a new form of Twister, because by the time we got through, there was 22 adult men in that van. And I'm telling you what, it was all armpits and elbows. I don't know how we ever got that door closed. But we got the door closed, and we start going to where we're supposed to be for the next 2 weeks at these churches. Now, this van didn't take a road. It took a walking path. And, I mean, the banana tree leaves, the other leaves are hitting both sides of the van. You can see through place of it, but it's just these 10-foot tall trees everywhere because we're in the bush country. And, when I can see through all of the bodies out front in the direction we're going, every once in a while I'm looking down this walking path, and here's one of the natives jumping out of the way as our van is driving down this walking path. And so we're cruising along down this path, and every once in a while, one of the guys would holler, and they'd stop, and he'd jump out. Well, we hadn't gotten there. We still got at least 16 people in this van. It is still all armpits and elbows, and all of a sudden, boom, we drive off into this mud hole, and we are stuck all the way up to the axles in this little van. And we're like, oh man, what are we gonna do? Well, our navigator, the 120-year-old guy up front, gets out again, yells out something in Swahili, and all of a sudden, out of nowhere, I mean, just within a minute, out of nowhere, all these other men come up with these 20-foot, at least 20-foot wooden poles. I don't know where they got them. There's nothing around there 20 foot tall. They've got these poles. We all pile out of the van. They stick those poles underneath our van, pick those poles up, pick the van up, carry us out of the mud pile, put it down, and as quick as they arrived, they're gone. So the rest of us, all 16 of us, crawl right back into that van, playing Twister again with all armpits and elbows, and we carry on, and they drop us off, and we have a wonderful experience. We really did. I loved it. It was an experience of a lifetime, and I hope this story brought a little brightness to your day, put a smile on your face. Remember to share this video, like it. I love reading your comments, so leave me a comment if you're enjoying these videos, and y'all just have a blessed day. I know it's stressing times out there, but remember, y'all be sweet, and I'll be pretty. God bless, and I love y'all.